gravitational potential. So gravitational potential and gravitational potential energy, both. In fact, first we will start with potential energy, then we will come to gravitational potential also. So I can start with gravitational potential energy first. Gravitational potential energy between two particles. These are the two particles, let us say, in space, and one has mass m1, another has mass m2. Let us assume m1 is fixed and m2 is moving away by some external force, which is equal to
self-gravity,
the internal conservative force. Internal force, we know what that value is, and because here I'm moving it slowly.
M1, M2.
When we move it slowly from certain distance to certain other distance, initial distance, let us say r1, let us say this is the initial distance, and now from here we are moving to distance r2 by in small steps of dr. In small steps of dr. Now it is not necessary that I have to move in radial direction. I can move in this way also. But in whichever direction I move, even if I'm moving in this direction, let us say for some time, ds was this side, let us. But when I will be taking this line here, then you know that f dot ds will come out to be f internal dot ds will come out to be component along radial direction only, f into dr, because f into ds into cos of theta
angle between them.
180 also 180 degree angle. So f into ds into cos theta into -1 we can say, but that will come out to be just f into dr. So therefore we can just think as if it is just moving in radial direction, because if it moves in other direction, that doesn't create any problem for us. We will still get answer in terms of dr only. So for us, we know the formula for potential energy always will be change in potential energy will be equal to negative of work done by internal conservative force, or let me write this the way we write normally, FC, conservative force FC, into ds, FC dot ds dot product. That is change in potential energy. This will give us change in potential energy. We can write change in potential energy is equal to negative of work done by conservative force. This is our normal standard definition. We have been using it definitely, because it will always be true. It is always valid. This is by definition. Okay, this is how we have defined the potential energy, negative of work done by conservative force.
Yes.
So minus of, what is it, g m1 m2 divided by
r1
r square, no problem, it is in general any r okay, it will be, into dr. That it will come out to be, but because these are in opposite directions, so I think I can say again minus one more minus sign, that will become positive. That will become finally positive, and we know that potential energy is increasing as we are going away. Potential energy is increasing. Now you may think this thing here, that we are assuming m1 to be fixed, but m1 may also be moving. Fixed means I am holding m1 and I am just moving m2 relative to m1. We can think in that way. That is one way of thinking.
Yes, sir.
Another way of thinking is that I can keep m1 to be like Earth, which cannot move much. If the particles are moving away, it will move slightly. It will not move much. So it has no much impact due to the gravitational force. Therefore, I can think it has much larger mass. That way also we can assume it to be fixed. So assume in whatever way you want to assume, but assume m1 to be fixed. Now, if you want to say that this formula then will be valid only for fixed masses m1 and m2, that is not true actually. Even if m1 is moving, then I have to find out work done in two places. Then I will write f into dr1 and f into dr2, but that will finally become dr1 plus dr2. That will again be relative distance dr. So therefore, it doesn't matter whether both are moving or both are not moving or one is fixed. But because if one we keep fixed and we move other, then calculation for us becomes easy. So we are, for our easiness only, we are doing all this. But it will be valid even if both are moving.
Moving
Okay.
also. Yes.
Right. Then we get it as this dr in that case will be relative distance. It will not be just dr1. It will not be
Relative
dr2.
to
It will be
M1.
the relative distance. Yes. Now formula we know that g m1 m2 by r square is inside only 1 by r square into dr
Integral 1 by
integral,
r square.
and this r1 to r2 here, or wait a second, why I'm writing limits? I think without limits is better. I will just write it as u and I will take integration constant there, some integration constant u naught, that I will add finally, and not now, in the next step after integrating. This I will write as u. This I will get g m1 m2
M2 by R.
by r with minus sign plus integration
U.
constant u naught. I can write integration constant as c, but u naught signifies that it is also potential energy. So let us write it as u naught, some reference potential energy u naught. So I can think where is the, I can tell where the reference potential energy will be, where when r is infinity. When r is infinity, then u becomes equal to reference potential
U naught is
taken
equal
as
to
u
0.
naught.
Yes.
So because it is my choice, I can take it any constant. It could be any constant. So therefore, easiest constant I will take as 0. I will assume u naught to be 0. Let u naught be 0. Why? It makes our simple potential energy formula finally. It gives us simple potential energy. Just minus g m1 m2 by r, and it will also do the job. We never care about the additional constant there, so it is okay. This is good for us. Potential energy at infinity we are assuming to be. In fact, I can take this reference potential energy as u infinity because it is telling us the potential energy at infinity. Okay, so then we are getting us minus gm1 m2 by r. This is the potential energy between two particles at a distance r from each other, and this potential energy is negative. For the attractive forces, the potential energy will come out to be negative if we take the infinity as a reference. But can we get this potential energy also as positive? Yes, that can be done. If somebody is saying that assume this potential energy to be this much, assume it to be plus 2 unit or something, don't question the examiner. Then it means he is thinking that u infinity, I don't want to take 0, I want to take infinity
some other value.
Some positive value. For example, what value he may have taken? He may have taken gm1 m2 by r plus 2. Then that will cancel this and extra work will remain, 2 will remain. So potential energy will come out to be 2. That is also possible. So it depends what I want to take the reference potential energy. Depending upon that, I can get u as positive also. But yes, otherwise, normally, under normal circumstances, u comes out to be negative for attractive potential or attractive force, right? Next, we can think now. Now u is given this. Okay, fine. Next, multiple such particles can be there. One particle, second, third, fourth, and for those particles also we can write the potential energy now. Let us say m1, m2, and or in fact, in general, I should write. No need to write so many terms. I will write mi, mj. Is particle, js particle. Position vector of is particle, position vector of jth particle. Ri, arch. So it depends on the relative position. So relative position between these two will be vector of j with respect to I. We can, and it is a scalar quantity, by the way. I think so, because masses are scalar, j is scalar. It is finally a scalar quantity. Any energy will be term will be scalar,
So like
and it has units
yes,
of.
it will vary, sir. Potential energy.
Like
Sphere means around
like?
spherical.
This potential energy formula is valid for point particles, and whatever is valid for point particles, that will be valid for uniformly distributed solid and hollow spheres also. or spherically symmetric mass distribution. If it is a spherically symmetric mass distribution, then this formula is applicable for that case also,
So
because
the
field
spectral
produced
is
by those, because the forces produced by those, or field produced by those are same. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So right now, but yes, we should here we should remember this thing also. Du by dr with minus sign will be equal to
Yeah.
F. That will be equal to F. That will be equal to the conservative internal conservative force. Right. Now, let us take what happens for the n particle system. For n particle system, net potential energy will become for n particle system, net potential energy U will become sigma U of I and J. Ij interaction potential energy will be there. That interaction potential energy between two particles, if we keep on adding all such pairs, then what I will be getting? I will be getting the net potential energy, which will come out to be minus G
sum of all
taken
interaction
common
energies. Yes.
into sigma Mi Mj divided by Rij magnitude.
RJ.
Rij magnitude position vector, or Ji same thing. Rij or Rij magnitude wise is equal to Rji magnitude wise, because these are relative position vectors. But there's a problem in this. What is the problem? There are two summations. First of all, here we are summing I over, and we are summing J. Both we are summing up. We can just write it sigma, but we should understand that both we are taking I as well as J. But here, one thing we have to be careful. If I do that, then I will be getting not potential energy, but twice the potential energy. Reason. And one more thing I should mention here. No, not that also is not enough, I think. So I should mention one more thing. Potential energy of particle with itself, I will not take here. Not II. II term will not be allowed. So I think if I want to specify it properly, then it should be mentioned in this way. Okay, let me write it sigma only. No need to worry about the notation. Here I will prefer to write this way. Minus G here I should say Ri. Wait a second. What should I mention here? No, not Ri. I greater than J, or J greater than I. This way it will never happen that if I have M1 M2, I will get one term M1 M2 by R12. I will not get another term M2 M1 by R21. This term I will not be able to get. Oh no, sorry, I will be getting R21, but I will not be getting R12. So I will not be repeating. I will not be repeating twice. That is why we do something like this. We put I greater than J, and moreover, this will also not give us such terms. Gm1 M1 upon R1. That R1 will also not come here. R11. That is also wrong otherwise. Okay. So such terms should not appear. So how to avoid such terms? By writing this additional thing, requirement I greater than J. Then that will give us the total potential energy formula. Right. Here also I mentioning I greater than J, or J greater than I also is same thing, no difference at all. This is the net potential energy of system. Now, this is one thing. Writing formula is one thing, but how to do it practically? If they ask such question, for example, m square of side length A. What is the potential energy of this system? Tell you. See, first of all, keep this idea in mind. NC2. For n particle system, how many terms will come? For n particle systems, there will be NC2 terms.
NC2, yes, sir. Two combinations.
Yes, sir. Two.
NC2 terms will be there. That we should have idea. So 4C2, how many are there? 4C2? 6 terms.
6, sir. Yes, sir. 4.
6 terms. So 6 terms. Out of 6 terms, there are
4 will be
4
equal,
terms
sir.
of same type.
2 will be different.
4 terms have distance A. These are 4. But others are
A root 2, sir. A
Root 2A.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, sir.
So plus
Root 2
into
into
minus G m square by
M square by
root 2A. That gives us the net potential energy finally. Gm square by A taken common minus Gm square by A taken common into 4 plus root 2.
4 plus root 2.
That is the net potential energy. This is one example. Okay. So we can have other several such cases possible. Now, how to find the change in potential energy? For example, let us say they have given this system now, and they changed it into this A. What will be the change as we go
First we
from
need
first
to
configuration?
find first
Initial
potential energy and
minus
next the
initial.
second
Just
term.
yes. First we have already found this. We can call as initial potential energy,
Yes, sir.
and
Final
second one
potential
we
energy
will
minus
get.
initial.
And the final
Second one we have to
constant.
calculate, and change will be UF minus UI.
UI, yes.
So
sir.
how to find second one now?
Yes, sir.
Think about the second one. Minus 3 into.
ME square.
It
M
will-
square by
I will
A.
prefer. I will prefer to do it in another way. This way also we can do, but I will not prefer that way. I will prefer to do this way. A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Which particle distances are changing here? I think if you focus only
D.
on one particle
D
here,
only, sir.
C,
D only
D.
changing, sir.
D only changing, sir.
D is only changing. So let us focus only on D. What I can do here? I can say change in potential energy
Okay, sir. Only with
is
respect to D we can find out, sir.
due to just
D.
change
Potential
in
of D.
position of
Position.
change in position of D, or we can say, or that is change
Change
in
in potential of D.
interaction
Interaction potential
Interaction.
energy of C and D.
potential no energy of D with others.
Yes, sir. Here it
Others
is
which
with A
not with
and
C.
B.
With C also same distance.
With A and
With
B, sir. With A and B.
A and B,
Yes.
sir. B to A.
With A and B.
A and B.
B.
These only are
Yes, sir.
changing. With C distance is same.
Same, sir.
So that will a little bit simplify our case now. I have to find out what is the potential energy initially between D and A and between D and B. That I have to find out. And what is the potential energy between D and B finally, and what is the potential energy? So initially between, now it is just interaction potential energy. Let us give it some name. UD between D and what?
Between
Or
D
I think
and A, sir.
okay. Then I can write UDA
Yes, sir.
plus UD
B. Initial, sir. That is.
B initially is equal to minus GM square
By into yes,
Yeah.
by A minus GM square by
A root 2.
I,
A root.
Yes, sir.
And UDA plus UDB
B final.
is equal to minus GM square by
Here
root
it is
5.
2A and a root 5A, sir.
Root 5A.
Root
Root
5A
5A.
minus GM square by
Square
By
2A.
2A, sir. Yes, sir.
This
Now we can
difference we will
subtract.
get, and we will be getting from here finally delta U of system is equal to delta U only of D, and that we are getting as just minus GM square by A taken common into
1 by root
1
5
by root 5 plus 1
plus
by
1
2
by 2
minus
minus 1
1
by 1 minus 1 by root 2.
Then you simplify it and we get the answer from there. That is our answer.
yes.
So sometimes we may focus only on one particle. That is the idea mainly. Now, therefore, we need to define some other potential energy here that we call as interaction potential energy of just one particle with the remaining particles. We call that. That we can define, I think, in a better way if I define one more term before that. That is potential only. Gravitational. I will come to this. Just remind me. After this, I should come to that. Gravitational potential. We will denote it by V, and that will be nothing but a potential energy per unit mass minus G M1 M2 by R12,
Into
or I will just call it R, distance between the particles is R, and per unit which mass depends for which I want to find the potential energy.
Gravitational
Potential, sorry.
Yes, sir.
For which I want to find the potential. If I want to find the potential for M, at which point I want to find the potential? At that point where I'm keeping
The
a
distance are
another mass. I'm keeping another mass there. That mass is M2. And at M2 location, I want to find the potential due to M1. At location of M2, I want to find potential due to M1. Then I will call it as V, which will be equal to this divided by potential due to 1 is equal to potential energy between 1 and 2 divided by M2. We can say like this. Potential due to 1. Okay. Potential due to 1
now that
is
is by
equal to
M1 we need M2.
It is potential. What is V1 representing here? V1 is representing, we should be writing it properly, otherwise we will not
Potential of
understand.
M1 at a distance are
Yes, potential due to M1
yes, sir. At a
in
distance
location of
M2.
M2, where M2 is present in that location.
Yes.
Potential due to M1 in location of M2. So what is that equal to then? Find divide by M2, divide by M2, we are getting minus G M1 by R is equal to V1. Now we understand here that if it is V1, then it is this. Similarly, if it is V2, then it will be minus GM2 by R. That will be of M2 in the location of M1. So we need not use this subscript, this additional thing we don't need to write. We just write it as minus GM by R. In any case, if I have a mass M, and from there I am at a distance R, and at point P I want to find potential, then I can always write it just minus GM by R is the potential. Again, a scalar quantity. Dimensions you know already, joule for potential energy, divided by mass per kg. Joule per kg is the dimension. Unit, joule per kg. So this is also scalar quantity again. And why this potential is helpful for us? It gives us idea about the means independent of mass. If I want to find out whatever mass you keep here, for example, if you're keeping M2 mass, then what will be the potential energy between these two? Then potential energy will be
Same minus
M2
minus
into V.
GM1 by
minus GM1
That
by
will be
R.
potential energy. So we can keep on changing the masses and we can find out the potential energy if potential in that location is known to us. If potential in that location is known, then whatever mass you give me in that location, I can find its
Potential energy we can find, sir.
Okay, right. So now, if we know all this, then we can also move little further and we can now define that interaction potential energy. First of all, I think interaction potential due to several particles. Let us say I have M1, M2, and so on. Mi, is particle, and I want to find the potential at this point. Here I want to find potential. So it will be sigma Vi due to all the particles at this point. And it is, let us say it is a position vector P where I want to find the potential of with respect to IF particle. Position vector of RP with respect to I.
RPI, RP. Yes.
That will be finally giving me net potential at P. So net potential at point P is equal to sigma of potential at point P due to IS particle. Potential at point P due to IS particle. And that will come out to be, what is the potential at point P due to IS particle?
G
minus
by
GMI divided by
RPI, sir.
RPI.
That it is. What it will become now?
Minus G into
I
sigma
think
Mi by RPI.
Minus G taken common, remaining same as it is. So means we can, okay, I can also call it as, I think that only enough. Now, if I am keeping one mass here at P point, if I am keeping one mass at P point, then what will be the potential energy of that mass with interaction potential energy of that mass with the other masses? If
potential at that point into
we
that
keep mass M at point P where potential means gravitational potential here, where potential due to remaining masses Vp. If we keep mass m at point P, where potential due to remaining mass is
MVP, sir.
VP into M,
Then-
sir. Interaction
no,
potential.
then interaction
Potential
potential energy of mass m with remaining masses of system will be m into Vp. Will be m into Vp. That will be the
It is
interaction
that
potential.
only, VP into M.
No, you were saying that you are telling me to write here itself m into Vp. I don't know. Where potential due to remaining masses is not m into Vp.
No,
That is
sir.
Vp
I
only.
wanted to tell later only. That means the interaction energy.
Then interaction potential energy of mass m with the remaining masses of the system will be m into Vp.
Yes,
that,
sir. That
that
only
is
I
what we,
wanted to say.
that is okay. That we can say. That we can definitely say. We keep a mass at point P, whose potential due to remaining masses is Vp. Then interaction potential of mass m with the remaining masses of the system will be m into Vp. This we can remember. This is interaction. So, what is the difference between interaction potential energy of one mass with the remaining masses and overall potential energy of the system? Are these same or are these different? This
Different, sir.
includes only such combinations here.
Here,
But it does not
total
include
is M1 and M2.
It does not include M1, M2, M2, MI,
Yes, sir.
M2, MI.
M1, MI, etc. These the green ones it is not including. So therefore, the total potential energy will be more than this. Total potential energy we can write as the sum of interaction potential energy of mass with the remaining masses. Sum of all those interaction potential energies. That will be the sum of interaction potential energies will be the total potential energy of the system. But while we are taking the sum of interaction potential energies, then we should be careful about one thing, that we will be counting some potential energies twice.
It's extra.
So that means
Therefore,
1,
we have
2,
to
2,
divide
1.
by. We have to divide
M1
by
VP
2.
we
We have
will.
to, yes, we have to divide by 2 because otherwise we will be, for example, M1 with M2 and M2 with M1. It will come twice.
Both are same.
So, if we want to find out the sum of all the interaction potential energies of individual particles, then answer will not be the net potential of the system. Half of that will become the net potential of the system. Understood?
Understood.
All right. So next we have, similarly, I can say potential energy difference divided by mass can also be written as dV, change in potential. Same way. And this is useful for us in one more way. I will tell you why. For example, we write Fc into ds upon m. And here we write dV upon m. Then it gives us one more relation.
dV is equals to minus Fc into ds.
Let me write now relation between field and potential. They are related to each other. How they are related, that we will know now. dV is equal to du by m, and dV by m is equal to minus of f into ds by m. F dot, it is dot product. And we know this can be written as, sorry, what I did here. Correct only, I think.
Correct only, sir.
Correct only, sir.
Correct only. This we can write as minus of E
E into ds.
dot. No, sorry. This thing is additional here.
Yes, sir. Du
This
is only up for ds.
This is not. This mass will not come on one side. The other. Okay. Minus of E dot ds.
That's it, sir.
That is dv.
Relation between A.
Then we get the relation. We get the relation now. So integrating, we will get another. This is okay. This is itself enough. This relation is also very good for us. We should remember it. But I will modify it and I will tell it in another way also. This is also correct although, but I won't write it in a different way. I want to write it in many ways. Ex, Ey, dy, Ez, dz.
Components wise. Yes.
That is equal to d, component wise, we can write. Also, this is also not, these two are differentiation form. I want to write in integration form also. If I want to write in integration form, then dv integral will be equal to what that will be minus of ex into dx integral, and that will be equal to minus of
Ey into dy.
ey into dy integral, and that will be equal to minus of ez into dz integral. This will be coming as a, this will be surprise to some students, I think so, if you don't remember what I told before, that certain integrals are called as exact integrals. And in this, for example, I gave you once, I think that x into dy plus y into dx, that I can write as d of xy. So when I integrate it, then I will be getting xy. But if you start thinking that I should integrate this separately and this separately, then you will end up getting xy plus xy, which is 2xy, which will become wrong. Which will become wrong. So something like that happens in such cases when we write the potential. Then we don't write separate these integration terms. And this is a general rule. Whenever two terms, whenever ex dx is equal to ey dy, and whenever it is equal to ez dz, then in those cases we should not write 3 times this, but we should just write equal to. Then we should write this itself is equal to the total integral also. This itself is equal to minus of e dot ds also. This is a total integral. Now, how do I know that here these are equal? How do I know? I have not even discussed that, because I know the potential is defined for conservative forces, and fc dot ds is worked done by conservative force, and work done by conservative force is independent of path followed, whether I go along x or along y or along z. It will be independent of path followed. You know that or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Means
Yes, sir, we know,
I
sir.
can always choose a path in which I will keep y as constant and z as constant. If I keep this as constant
about k.
and I move along z,
Yes, sir.
I move along x, then I will be getting one term. Then next time I will keep x as constant and y as z as constant. Then I will be getting second term. So I will be getting this thing I will be getting by any one way, because I can always do that, and this will be coming out to be independent of the path followed. The result of this integration will come out to be independent of path followed. Therefore, we can choose any way of going, right?
Yes, sir.
So anyway, these 3 integrals are equivalent only. And one more thing I want to write here, I think that also I could have written in differentiation form only. I can write E is equal to minus of del v by del x, ex. This, if you don't understand it, if you don't understand it now, I think I can postpone it a little bit, and I can say before that I could have written this thing here. Let us differentiate with respect to x. Partial differentiation. Partial means I will treat others as constants. So let us differentiate partially with respect to x. Then the y term and z term will give us 0 because y is independent of x. Y is independent of x, so dy by dx will be 0. Z is independent of x, so dz by dx will be 0.
0 only.
So we are getting just minus ex. Similarly, del v by del y is equal to minus of ey, and del v by del z is equal to minus of ez, minus of ez. Or I can say, I can write it in this way also, that is also better. Ex, ey, and ez equals along minus I cap. Wait a second. I think Ex is equal to minus of this into I cap minus of this into j cap, minus of this into k cap, e of z, e of y. This way we can write. Okay. And now from here it is even more clear now that why we are getting this result then.
Okay, sir. Now
This
if
is
we
all,
integrate again, we
now
are
if we
getting same
integrate, then we
everywhere.
understand now it is already, these are all independent of each other, and these are partial derivatives. Del by del x means partial derivative. We are differentiating partially with respect to this only. Okay. So therefore we will integrate partially with respect to one at a time. We can think like that also. We can think in that way also, right? And that will be giving us dv integral, right? So, and while we integrate partially with respect to x, then the other terms here can come. For example, when its constant will come, that constant may be itself a function of y and function of z.
Yes, sir.
That may, and in this, when the constant term will appear, integration constant, that may be some other function of
Terms of x
f1,
and
That
z.
is x
that
and
may be
z.
g1, g2, g1x and g2z. Some
Yeah.
different functions of
Yes.
x and z, or combination also gxz, combination also gyz. That is also possible. Some combination of the functions means x into z term may be there, y into z term may be there, but it will be, that will be appearing as a constant here. So overall, if I do these three integrals, then what should I write the total function for v? If I want to write v as a function of x, y, z, then I should be writing the union of whatever I will obtain from ex dx, whatever I obtain from ey dy, and whatever I obtain from ez dz. I should take the union. I don't know how to represent union of these three.
This integrals.
Do we represent this way union? How do we represent union? Union.
Same, sir.
Between- in
This
between.
only.
And we can also define, sir.
Union of these three we will say, and other than this union, there will still be some additional constant term, but it will not be function of x, y, z now. Those will come here within the union itself. But it can be some other constant like 2, 3, 4. As we know, always there could be any constant added in potential terms, because it is independent of those
Reference potential.
constants, and that could be reference potential, though that can still be added. So this will be the final potential function. We can get that potential function in this. Anyway, once we know that, let us move to other cases. For example, sometimes potential energy may be function of r, function of r, theta, etc. Means polar coordinate system. It may be function of
Sir.
at an angle
At
theta,
an
at
angle
a distance
theta
r.
and a distance
This
r.
we call as
R cos theta, R sin theta.
Theta and
this is also how we represent some position. I can say from x-axis it is turned at an angle, or not, we don't call it x at the time, it is just reference axis. From our reference axis we turn by an angle theta,
In the anti-clockwise
and
direction.
at a distance r from in that side there is a point P. So that point we can locate by r and theta also. That is another coordinate system. When we have this kind of coordinate system and I still want to write this relation, then I will be getting radial ER will be equal to minus of del V by del R along R cap. Then it will be like this. What will be E along theta? E along theta will be minus of del V by theta cap direction is this. This is theta cap direction.
Perpendicular to
Along,
cap.
along
Yes, sir.
perpendicular to this theta cap.
Tangent.
Assume it to be moving in a circular path. That way we can think. So minus of del by del R into del theta. R into del theta, and that is along theta cap. R into del theta we will write here. Denominator should be not be just theta. If you are thinking denominator should be just theta, not right,
No,
because
sir. Understood, sir. Differentiate terms
dimensionally,
that we need to do.
differentiation means I have to differentiate with respect to some distance. So distance will be dl, length of r dl. So that will be r into d theta only. So del v by r into d theta. This is only, again, this is not complete actually. If you think it is complete, no, it is not complete. Reason is, it is able to tell us anything in xy plane, but what about if something is in xyz plane? Sorry, not plane, but in dimension, 3 dimension. Then I cannot represent by these two coordinates. I have to represent by third coordinate also. That we do something like this. Let me do that also here. That different ways are there to do that, but I'm taking maybe one coordinate system that is called as spherical coordinate system that I'm taking here. If I have a sphere,
Yes, sir. 3D.
if I have a sphere, and that sphere is if I have a sphere like this, And again, let us take this as a
Center
reference
into
line. That is
origin.
what they do. They take this as a reference line. And they from here, we take a plane at an angle,
Theta.
this they call as phi. This they call as phi, at an angle phi. Then that plane will be cutting the sphere and making a circle in the sphere. And that, after getting that circular part in the sphere, in that we will be taking, and we will be taking a cone now. It will become difficult for you to understand, I think so, but I will try my best. This, wait, how to take a cone like this. Now there are three type of cone. Has angle
Yes.
theta from
Like,
the this we call it as pole. From the pole is 90 degree to the reference line. From we choose two lines, one we choose as reference line and another we choose as pole. From the pole we take a angle theta, a cone at an angle theta, semi-vertex angle theta of the cone. And from reference line we take a plane which rotates about the pole, at an angle phi. And from the center of these two poles and reference lines we draw a sphere of radius r. So we know when three planes will meet each other, then we will be getting a point. When two planes meet each other, we get a line. And when three planes meet each other, then we get a point. And where this point will be there, in that these lines locally will be mutually perpendicular to each other. Which lines? The line along the radial direction and the line which is along theta cap is
pole.
along this
Yes.
side, and one will be along this side. Means there will be some three mutually perpendicular small little vectors will come here locally in that place. Now, how to represent in this way? If I want to present that is another way. I think I need not do that. 2 dimension is enough for you. I'm going too far, and especially when we have a lot of syllabus for this week, no need. It is a little beyond your syllabus, so no need to worry that much. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If time allows later, sometimes I can take. This is for Olympiad, we can think, but not for your level. It is not required. IIT not required at all. They will never ask such questions. Wait a second. Although I can take also, it will not take much time for me. But okay, we're saying E phi and E theta and E r, one will be as usual minus del v by del r along r cap, and E along theta cap. Theta cap means, what is theta cap first of all? That we should understand. If this is a pole, from the pole when we are taking an angle theta along that cone, and then
Will be
there will be
perpendicular.
at it r, keep r fixed, keep the plane fixed, keep other two to be fixed. We are taking partial derivative. When we are taking partial
Yes.
derivative means we should assume the plane to be fixed. Which plane to be fixed? This plane is fixed plane. In this plane only our particle is moving. And what else is fixed? The radius of sphere is fixed. That is fixed. If radius of sphere is fixed, r is fixed, and we can change only theta, then we have to move in this way, in a line, then in a circle, and in that circle this will become theta cap direction now. This will come to theta cap direction. This is r here. This is r. If I want to find r cap direction, that will be this. That will be r cap.
That means similarly r theta cap.
And where will be phi cap? Phi cap will be into the plane. Phi cap will come out to be into the plane. This will be usually
perpendicular to both r cap theta cap.
This will be perpendicular to each other. But for the time being, I am just writing this. It is okay. Del v by E theta I want, right? E theta will be, as we know, del v minus del v by. Yes, you already know it, so I think you can understand it. It's not tough for you. Minus del v by r del theta into theta cap. And E phi, that is different now. E phi is little tricky here. For that only I was thinking, should I take or not? Tell me what you can tell E phi or not. Phi means, first of all, phi means here into the plane. Why into the plane? To understand phi, to visualize phi.
Yes.
To visualize phi, first of all, again I will assume r to be fixed, and I will assume theta to be fixed. If I assume theta to be fixed, I assume a cone in which we have a fixed angle of vertex, semi-vertex angle theta. That is a cone in which theta I have to keep fixed, because I have to vary only phi. R is fixed. I'm at a fixed distance from that. I can go here in this side also, but I'm always fixed distance r away from the origin. I'm at a fixed distance r. Then how I will be moving? If I have to move in by keeping r fixed, and I have to move by keeping theta fixed, then I will be moving on the surface of the cone. I think you know that or not?
Yes, sir.
Then I will be moving along the surface of a cone in a circular path. And In that case, when I'm moving in a circular path on this, then with respect to, then let us say top view will be something like this. There will be a circular path traced by me, and
That
this is
circle we
the
are
reference
moving.
line here. From reference line, I have already covered some angle phi. And what radius of this? Radius of circle will be r sine theta.
Theta,
Theta.
r sin theta.
And
Yes.
this side will
Theta.
be phi cap. Phi cap will be along, it will be like from here we are turning and this side we are going. So it is phi cap
Okay,
is this
sir.
side
Okay,
here,
sir.
along the tangent. Understood? And this one will be
Understood.
not be r, this one will be r sine theta. So what we can write it
R
as?
sin theta
Then
d theta.
r cos theta
R
d
sin phi d
Del v by minus r sine
sin
theta
phi
into
Yes.
del
del
phi
theta. Del
phi cap. Del phi is this sign. It is
Yes,
along
sir.
phi cap. By changing phi we are getting phi cap. By changing theta we were getting theta cap.
Theta cap. Okay, sir.
By changing theta it was downwards like this, and by changing phi cap it is into the it is this side here.
Yes, sir. In that view, it is like that.
In the top view it is coming like this, right? So that is how, and all these are phi cap, r cap, and theta cap. These are unit vectors which are variable unit vectors, and these are mutually perpendicular. These are all variable unit vectors. Okay, these are not like I cap, j cap, and k cap which are always fixed. These are rotating unit vectors. These are variable unit vectors. Anyway, so we know how to do it in 3 dimension also, and sometimes we can have another coordinate system which is cylindrical coordinate system. No need to worry about that. It is enough. It is also more than enough. You need to worry only about which terms first. Mainly, you need to worry mainly about this term and the other two,
Then
the other
theta
simple term,
comes.
these ones.
Yes.
These are simple term, very simple, and these you can learn. Okay, remaining I think no, not that much issue. Although if you want here also something, then I think these two are enough. In one plane we should stay. We should not go to the other plane. These two already have done here. These two are enough.
Yes, sir.
These two are enough. These two will be enough. Okay. So right, next we have potential, and one more thing I would like to add here. E can be written as, quickly if I want to write, Ex vectors, adding 3 vectors I want to write, What are those 3 vectors? Adding those 3 vectors, we are getting Ex
So EY
I
Z
cap
plus EY J
plus
cap
Ey j cap plus Ez
J
magnitude
cap.
into k cap. That is equal to minus of del V by del X I cap minus del V by del Y j cap minus of del V by del Z k cap. Okay. Don't worry that how can we do it is appearing to be tough. There are so many partial derivatives. It will be very simple
Easy
relation.
only.
For
So
example,
only
if I give
one we
you
are derivative.
x square y plus z cube something, then can you not take partial derivative? Partial derivative means I have to take here x as variable and y and z as constant. So del v by del x will be like this.
Only 2xy,
Del v
sir.
by del x, x
Yes,
is
sir.
a variable,
2xy, sir.
y is a constant.
2xy, sir.
So y will be coming out into 2x and
2x.
other is 0.
Yes, Z cube is
Means these
0.
are
Yes,
simple
sir.
always. These are very simple to calculate. So don't worry. Writing can appear tough, but it is very simple. And that also I will write minus del by del x I cap plus del by del y j cap taken
Sir,
common
delta into
plus
V.
del by del z k cap and whole multiplied by v, which I can write in
Del
short
into
form.
V.
Just yes,
Differential
this we call
operator.
nabla operator also. We call it nabla operator or del we call it. Del operator we call it.
del
This
operator.
del operator or nabla operator that multiplied by v, this is vector operator, is equal to, why we call it as vector operator? Because it changes the scalar into vector. When it is multiplied with the scalar, then we get a vector. So this is, we think as if this operator itself has direction. We think like that because it gives it the direction. Okay. And what is its direction of del v? Del v points, how to tell its direction? I will tell its direction by this formula, I think so. You know what is E dot ds? Minus of E dot ds, that is equal to dv. Means I can write it as del v dot ds, del v dot ds is equal to dv, right? We can write that. Now let us say I am keeping ds fixed. Ds fixed means distance magnitude wise I am keeping it fixed, and I am moving in different directions, but always magnitude wise I am keeping ds to be fixed. I am moving in a radius, circle of radius ds. Then in which direction change in potential will be maximum? In that direction change in potential will be maximum, where del v will make an angle with the ds cos 0. There it will be maximum. So del V has a fixed direction. Del V is nothing but field. Field will have always fixed direction in space. I don't know what direction that is. Let us say this is the field direction, fixed direction in the space. It will be something like this. And let us say we are moving from here, ds this side, or ds this side, or ds this side, or ds this side, ds this side, ds this side, ds this side, and we are noticing what is dv. So dv will be maximum when we go in the direction of del V, or when we go in the direction of field. So it means it gives us the direction of maximum change in potential, because the change in potential will be maximum when cos theta becomes maximum, and cos theta is maximum when theta is 0 degree. So when we move, when ds is the direction of our motion, when direction of our motion is in the direction of field, then the change in potential becomes maximum. Or we can say that this represents the maximum change in potential direction. This represents the maximum change in potential direction. We call it, there's another name for it also. We whenever we divide by x, we take the derivative with respect to distances. We call it as negative of potential gradient. You should know this gradient also. Gradient. What is gradient? Just derivative with respect to distances is called as
like
gradient.
a slope we say.
Negative, because in the beginning there is negative sign. So negative of potential gradient is called as that is field. That is the gravitational field. Is it okay now?
Okay.
Just new terms. It just don't worry that much. There is nothing much deep concept here. It is just new term. You should know gradient means this thing only. Negative of potential gradient is field. And what does the potential gradient signify? It tells us the direction of maximum rate of change of potential. It tells us the direction of maximum rate of change of potential. Somebody may think this, sir, why are you saying it tells us the direction of maximum rate of change of potential? Why don't you say it is just the direction of field? Yes, that is true. It is just the direction of field, because it is in fact field. If it is in field, then field will be in its own direction only. It is representing that. But I'm calling it as, it tells us it is in the direction of, it is in direction of maximum
Both tell same only.
rate of change of potential. Yes, both are same.
Yes.
Whether I say it is in the direction of field, or I say
Field or
it is in the direction of maximum
rate of change of
potential.
potential.
These are same. But why I'm calling in this way? Because field is unknown for us. We don't know field. What is given to us? Potential is given. So in terms of potential, I should be able to tell the direction.
Okay.
That from potential, how to tell the direction. So in whichever direction the potential is changing most rapidly, that direction will be the direction of field. We can say that. In whichever direction the potential is changing most rapidly, that direction will be the direction of field. For example, if I have such curves, these are all equipotential curves. Here potential is V1, here potential is V2, and here potential is V3. You can tell me what is the direction of field, I think, here by in this space. Here the direction, here it will be always perpendicular to, it will always be perpendicular to the equipotential surfaces, first of all, where the potentials are equal. Let me first of all, again, I need to specify so many things here. What is equipotential surface? That also I should tell first. How should I tell now equipotential surface? Let me tell here. Equipotential. Before coming to equipotential, let me tell one more thing here. This is valid even if I say minus of del or del T. Del T. T is the temperature. Let us say in a space we have some temperature distribution. Here temperature is 10 degrees centigrade, here it is 20 degrees centigrade, here it is something 5 degrees centigrade. In space, some temperature distribution is given to us. And locus of these lines are, these points are all at same potential. So what does del T represent now? Now there is no such field like electric field or something, or gravitational field, nothing is there. Then also we can say del T represents something. It represents the direction of maximum rate of change of temperature.
Yes,
You understand why we are defining this way? Because it has a better significance. It is not always in those cases valid where we have something called as field. It is valid in general. Whatever scalar thing you take,
whatever
you take
quantity might
temperature,
be,
you may take not even temperature, you may take just a mountain is there, and in mountain, let us say I'm writing a function of height, that at a distance x the height is this much, means height is written as a function of x and y. In xy plane, there will be two. Let us say on xy plane we are making a mountain, and when we are making a mountain, then height we are representing as a function of x and y. Then I can say del of x.
Right.
Del of x will
Maximum
be
height,
representing the
yes, sir.
yes
Maximum height
maximum
in
rate
the
of change
plane.
of height.
It will
In
change
which
the maximum
direction
height.
the height is changing most rapidly. It is telling us that. So it has significance always. In other cases also it has significance. I hope now you understand it better. Is it okay? Right. Equipotential surface. Now let us come to this. What does it mean? As the name suggests, equipotential, same potential. Equipotential surface means where the at that surface where the potential is same. So in which potential the surface will be same? In which case the potential will be
Sphere.
not sphere.
Consider
Depends
point
on
mass
the
distance.
depends on the field. It depends on the field. It is not always true. Like we cannot say in general. It will be different possible cases. It depends how the field is. Yes, but I think you are taking the case of a point mass. Then you are correct. For the point mass, you are correct.
Point mass
It will be sphere.
equipotential surface.
Right. But how to find out the potential surface which has same potential? If potential has to be same, then dV must be 0. Equipotential surface means
Yes, sir.
dV must be 0 on equipotential surface, EPS short form.
Changing
Changing
potential
potential will
is
be 0.
0.
If changing potential is 0, then we know changing potential can be written as minus of del V
2V
dot
D
ds,
yes.
or I can write as minus of
90
E dot
degrees with field it will make.
ds. When, yes, very good, you understood it right. When field
Yes,
makes
sir.
90-degree angles,
Yes, sir. Cos 90 0.
when
Cos 90
E
0.
is at 90 degrees to the direction in which we are moving, then dV along that ds will be equal to 0. Then in that direction there will be no change. If we are displacing in some direction, then in that direction will there be any change in potential or not? It depends. If E is at 90 degrees to ds,
Then
then
only it will
change
be
in
0.
potential along the displacement will be
Will be
0.
0.
You can take a normal example on Earth surface. The
Yes, sir.
gravitational
Then it
field is
will be
pointing
90.
vertically downwards. Gravitational field is pointing vertically downwards on our surface or not?
So,
Yes, sir.
If we are taking a mass m, and if we are moving it horizontally,
Then it
if
is
we are
that
zero
moving
is
it
only.
horizontally,
equipotential.
then this
Equipotential
is
line.
equipotential surface. So what is equipotential surface on the Earth surface? It is
Horizontal.
a horizontal
Horizontal.
surface.
Horizontal, sir.
But if we think in terms of 3D, the Earth, and we are looking at
Would
this
be a
place,
pier.
then while we move horizontally always, these radial lines will be vertical lines. So if we keep on moving perpendicular to the radial lines, then we will end up making a sphere
Pier,
around it.
sir.
Here.
Here only,
That
sir.
sphere will be equipotential
Spiral.
surface. So this surface which we are looking locally appears to be a horizontal plane surface, but actually it is also a sphere only. If we look from larger or from the means outside the space we are looking at it, then it is not a horizontal surface. It will be a curve. It will be a curved surface and it will be a sphere. But locally it appears like a horizontal surface. Understood?
Satellites will be revolving around the Earth will be sphere, sir.
What will be?
Rotation of satellites, sir.
Rotation of satellite around Earth?
Spherical or orbital.
Then it will have same potential always. If it is revolving in a spherical orbit, then it will have always same potential energy. We can think in this way also. What is the formula for potential? Formula for potential is minus Gm by R. If I want V to be constant,
R
if I
should be
want V to be
R
constant.
should
constant,
be
then R should be
constant,
constant.
sir. Yes, sir. G and M are
For
always
And it
V
will
to
be
be
a
constant,
sphere.
R must be.
R also want to be constant, sir.
Then only it will be okay. Understood. So R has to be constant in
Yes,
that
sir.
case. Now, keeping this idea in mind, we know what is equipotential surface, right? And if I have equipotential surfaces like this, one equipotential surface, second equipotential surface, third equipotential surface, and this is y-axis, this is x-axis. Here it is 10, it is 20, it is 30, and here potential are given maybe 50 kg Newton per kg. What is the potential formula? Joule per kg.
Joule per
50 joule per kg. And here it is given 40 joule per kg. Here it is given 30 joule per kg. What is potential at x equal to 10? It is given at x equal to 10. Potential is 50 joule per kg. And at x equal to 20, potential is 40 joule per kg. Can you find out field in the space by using the formula which we know? And it is uniform field. I forgot to mention one more thing. There are so many things which I could have mentioned. I was thinking I'm explaining almost everything, but still in integration form, I did not mention, I think. No, I mentioned integration also. I mentioned integration, but I can still go a little beyond it. Let me go somewhere here. Okay, here only I'm writing in box here. What I left here, I'm writing it. I can write E dot ds integral is equal to dv. We know that. This
Yes,
I can write as E into ds. If ds is also like change in position, so I can write in terms of dr also, dr vector, change in position vector, that is equal to dv. That I can write as E taken common dot dr minus, which I can write as minus of E dot delta r, but not always. When
Strong gravitational field.
not strong, when E is constant.
Each constant
In
value
order
you
to
can
take
take
out
out
of integration,
Yes, sir.
to take out of the integration, we
Yes,
should remember
sir.
one thing
Then
always.
only you
Requirement
want
is constant. Constant in magnitude as well as in direction. Total vector should be constant. Then dr integration will give us total delta r value, and that will give us finally delta v. What does delta v represent here? What does it mean? Let me tell that thing also clearly. If I'm moving from 1 to 2 point, then change in potential, this is delta r. Delta here r
So
here
only
means
each to delta
position vector of final minus position vector of
R2
initial.
minus R1.
minus
R2
initial.
minus R1.
Yes, sir.
So I can write it as like this: V2 minus V1 is equal to minus of E dot R2 minus R1.
R2 minus R1.
Is it always valid? Not always valid. Valid only for which cases? When
E is constant.
when E is constant. Valid only in those cases. Otherwise, it is not valid, obviously. But it is important result. And in many cases, E will be constant. So wherever E is constant, we can start using it. And when it is not, obviously, we cannot use it. And you should understand the physical meaning of this, that 1 and 2 are just initial and final points. 1 and 2 are initial and final points, and we are moving from 1 to 2. And we may not be moving in straight line path. We may be moving in a random shaped curve, but doesn't matter. Finally, as long as E is constant, finally we can always write it this way: minus of E dot R2 minus R1, if E is constant. Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So this I left somewhere, but it was significant. So you please remember it also properly. Write it somewhere. Now, based on this idea, please answer this question. What will be the answer for this? What is the value of E?
Sir. 1.
1. That is the wrong answer. Answer is E is greater than 10. 1. E is greater than 1, but E is not equal to 1. I gave this question by choice.
So that means
Like
we can't
this.
define E, sir. Exact value
We can define E. Why can't we define? We can define. We can define E. E will always be pointing from high potential to low potential. E will always be, you can write somewhere, E will always be pointing from high potential to low potential.
Yes, sir.
Write it somewhere. How do we know that E is always pointing from high potential to low potential? Because it is negative of
Negative of change in potential now.
negative of change in potential per unit distance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is going from high to low potential. Or you can think in gravity, you know, the practical examples are there, live examples. Drop anything, it will come from down, up top to down or down to top.
Up to
If you
down
drop
only.
something, it will go
Down,
from
sir.
top to down. And field is in which direction? Field is also top to down. And
Up to
potentiality
Same
is
direction,
decreasing in
sir.
that direction or is it increasing? Potentiality
Decreasing.
decreases in that direction.
Decreases,
Decreasing,
sir,
sir.
because negative, no, sir.
Decreases. As we go down, potentiality decreases. So remember
Yes, sir.
that the field always points in the direction of maximum decrease in potentiality. Field always points in the direction of maximum, not only decrease, but maximum decrease in potentiality, where it is decreasing most rapidly. For example, I may say like this: this is one potential, second potential, third potential, fourth potential. From here to here, it is decreasing rapidly. From here to here, it is decreasing by covering larger distance, decreasing by same amount. Larger distance, decreasing by same amount. From here to here, from here to here, from here. So this is not the direction of field. Field will always be vertically down because in that direction, the potential is decreasing most rapidly. Okay. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Right. So why is it wrong and what went
Sir,
wrong there? What was okay?
E
Let's go
greater
to our
than 1
formula.
I
Formula
got,
was
sir, but exact value I didn't.
formula was this dv by ex I want to find. Ex is equal to minus of del v by del x I cap. Is it always valid? Not always
No,
valid.
sir. When
Actual
E is
formula is
constant,
this.
E is constant.
Actual formula is minus dv by
By
minus
dx.
del v by del x.
D del X.
But it can be written in this way when E is constant. Then I can write in this form also.
Yes.
Is E constant here or not? Yes, it is constant. How do I
Constant
know?
only, sir, because
How do I know it is constant? I will tell you the reason behind that. But for the timing, I did not mention it. You assume it to be constant. I will tell you why it is
Okay,
constant. How
sir.
can we prove it? If it is constant, then it is valid formula. But then we are getting 50, 40,
40
minus
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 50.
50 by 20 minus 10, sir.
what is that?
That is 1
I cap.
I cap.
Problem was this. I asked to find E and you told that E is
Only
equal to 1 I cap.
EX it is.
That is EX.
Yes, sir. EY
What
also
about
need to find.
EY? What about EZ? This is the reason why I said. Therefore, net field has to be greater than this. This is just one component. Net field has to be greater than this. It is not the total field. So how to tell the actual direction? You cannot tell actually. I gave the data incomplete. Now you can tell.
Yes, sir. That only I'm asking. Can we
Now
say
you can
exactly or not?
Now you can tell. Otherwise, you can tell only that it is greater, but how much we don't know. But now we can tell exact value because theta is given to you. In terms of theta, we can get answer now. And we know field is in which direction? Field is from
Theta is equal to-
perpendicular to
Perpendicular
potential
to the
surfaces. Take
Yes, sir.
90
Sir,
degree to this. I know the direction of field and I know x component also. If I know the direction, it makes an angle. I think it is 90 here
think
theta, so it
1
will
by
make an
cos
angle
theta,
90 minus theta with x. 90 minus theta with x. So what will
Yes.
be ex? Ex will be e cos 90 minus theta. That will be 1 unit. So e will come out to be equal to cosec theta. Net e will be cosec theta, magnitude wise. Now we are getting
I
exact value.
got the same, sir. I took theta here.
You got
Sir.
cosec.
Yes, sir. I got same, sir. That means theta.
Then
we
you
took
have already
instead of
understood
90
it.
minus theta.
You have no, but that is not a problem. Means you understood it then. You
Yes,
understood
sir.
it, right? That is how we have to do. We have to do, and we have to take direction also should be correct. Don't
Direction are the
think
same, sir,
that
because the 50-40 in that direction it is varying.
high to
Perpendicular to
low,
that.
high to low. Remember,
Yes,
direction
sir.
of field is always right somewhere. Direction of field is always not low to high, but high to low. Always high to low. But one point still remains. How do I know that E is constant here? How do I know that E is constant? Okay, let me tell you one thing about equipotential surfaces by which you can tell for uniform field can I write short form equipotential surface EPS? For uniform field, EPS will be equally spaced parallel planes. For uniform field, EPS will be equally spaced
Sure.
parallel planes.
Then we can write perfect.
How do I know? How do I know it cannot be spherical planes, or it cannot be? It has to be parallel plane. What is going wrong if I take spherical planes?
It varies.
Let us say I am taking a spherical plane. I know that field lines will always be perpendicular to the equipotential surface. So here it will be, and also in the direction of maximum decrease. This is not a field line. Why it cannot be this? It has to be 90 degree to the equipotential surface, and it is not 90 degree. If I have to be 90 degree to this, then I have to go like this, radially outwards or inwards. But it has to be radial. It could be outwards, it could be inwards also.
Yes, sir.
Depends in
Radial
which
out.
direction the field is, the potential is increasing, in which direction it is decreasing. It will always be from high to low potential. So it will always be radially outwards or inwards, we don't know, but it will be radial. It could be inwards. Radial. And if it is this way, then can the field be uniform? Uniform field means magnitude wise, not only magnitude wise, but direction wise
Direction also
also.
should be same.
But here direction is becoming different. So direction can be same only and only when all the equipotential surfaces are parallel to each other.
Yes, sir.
This is one thing. But I said another thing. I said not only parallel, I said one more thing here. Equally
Equally
spaced.
spaced.
We understand why parallel, but why equally spaced? That is also one other interesting thing.
Because magnitude
Let us
also
say-
should be same, sir.
Yes, if I take like this,
Then
if I take
more
like this,
difference will come between.
normally when we draw equipotential surfaces without mentioning that it is 50 or 40 or what, then we should understand normally when we draw, then it means we are drawing in equal intervals. For example, if it is 50 and it is 40, then this has to be 30, this has to be
30 and
20.
20 and 20.
But then the gap is decreasing. If gap is decreasing and the distance is decreasing and the potential difference is same, then here field will be stronger. So when
Yes,
the
sir.
equipotential surfaces are closer to each other, then the fields become
Phalange will go
More stronger.
stronger.
more stronger.
And when they are away from each other, then the field is weak.
Starts decreasing.
I think I
Yes,
discussed it in electrostatic field lines, in gravitational field
Oh,
lines.
yes, sir. When they are together,
discussed
they
that
have
when
more
the
strength.
Field lines are
When
equally
the field
spaced.
lines are closer,
Yes, sir.
then the
It's
field strength
headache,
is
sir.
more. Same way, when the equipotential surfaces are closer, when EPS are closer, then field
Field strength is more.
strength is more.
Simply we can say directly proportional to R now, sir. So it is.
Field strength will be more when the equipotential surfaces are closer. For example, if I have this kind of situation, I can tell quickly that at A there is more field as compared to at B, because at A
Yes,
the
sir.
distance is less, and at B this is equipotential surface 1 and this is equipotential surface 2. At A there will be more stronger field as compared to at B. Okay.
Okay, sir. Understood.
And
Okay,
field
sir.
lines will always move in such a way they will always remain perpendicular to the equipotential surfaces locally. Okay. So I think now you understand why I said in the beginning itself that this has to be uniform field line. Right. Next, we want to find out potential due to not only point masses, but due to continuous mass distribution. That is our main task now. Potential due to continuous mass distribution. I will follow one rule here to find potential due to first of all, let me write the formula, then I will tell you the rule. Formula we have for potential, V is equal to, if somebody gives me what is potential due to one particle and the second particle and the third particle and the fourth particle, fifth particle, sixth particle, seventh particle at this point, then can I find the net potential at a point P due to individual particles M1, M2, etc. It is given, and V1 will be equal to sigma
Sigma
VAP will be equal to sigma VPI. We know that, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And we know that sigma can be converted into dV
dV.
integral.
Yes, sir.
If it is not like this, it is a continuous mass distribution like a rod, and I still want to find potential at P point. Then now I will take some dm element, and from dm
we
element
can
I will take the
integrate,
distance
sir.
r, and then I will integrate it and I will find it out. But after finding the potential this way by a particle, and I will keep on adding and I will find out the net potential. But if I now do one thing, if I take, let us say, some disk element, and I want to find a disk, and I want to find due to disk at a point, then I may convert the disk into ring elements, and due to each ring element I may know the potential. Then I will be writing this way: V is equal to integration of dV due to
Ring, small elemental
element,
ring.
whatever element we have chosen. That element may not always be point mass. If that element is not always point mass, then always the formula will not be minus G dm by r. This is valid only if our element chosen is like a point mass. But if our element chosen is not a point mass itself, but it is some ring or some other
into
thing,
dr.
then formula will be changing. First of all, I have
Yes,
to
sir,
find formula
yes.
for the ring element. So I will start with the point mass, and from the point mass I will construct rings. After constructing ring, I will construct disks.
Discs,
After
sir.
constructing disks, I may construct spheres, and I will find out the potential one by one for all these elements. Okay. In the beginning, my formula will be
Okay,
this, because this will be valid when we are constructing
Point masses
point
only
by
now.
point.
They're like
But
Point
this
masses.
will be valid when we are constructing now, not by a single point, but by some bigger elements. Then I will be following this second formula, right? So
Yes,
this is one way, but there is another way also that uses this formula minus of
Can you
E
see
dot
bar
dr
into?
integral.
Yes, sir.
So how many formula I will use? I will use these two. I will consider in one category only, the upper two. These are of one category, and this is of another category, because the second one we are getting by field, and the first one we are getting directly by writing the potential of each part and then adding. Okay, so this is from first two are from potential, and second one is directly not knowing potential of any point, but directly by integrating from the field. Which one we will prefer depends on the situation. Sometimes E is very easily known to us, then I will prefer this formula. Sometimes potential is very easily known to us, then I will prefer this formula. Depends on the situation. Okay. Let us start quickly now. Starting with the simplest case, I think will be of a rod. Can we find for the
Rod
rod or
at a
not?
distance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We
We
can
can.
find
Yes,
for the rod.
sir. Distance will be given. That's
Let
it.
us try taking some element dm
the distance r.
at a distance,
G
and
into
r1,
df by
r2,
r.
the distances from here at a distance r. One point P is there,
So, integral JDM by r.
and dm is equal to lambda into dr. Then formula is minus
G lambda
dm by
M
r.
by
And limit distances you can take.
L length if we take
G lambda ln r1
No,
by r2.
L we no
okay,
need
sir.
to take. I will
R1,
get
R2.
distances r1 and
R2, yes, sir.
then
Lambda
I will
is
get
given.
r2 minus r1 will become length.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now v at p will be equal to what? Let us write v only. We know it is at p only.
We can take minus
dv.
J lambda common, sir.
G lambda ln r1 by r2.
Ln,
If it is uniform density rod, then yes, correct.
yes,
Log
sir.
of
R2 by R1.
correct. Exactly right.
Yes.
If you want to write in terms of
So
L length, we can write in that terms also.
Minus
R2 will
GM by
become R1
L,
plus
sir.
L.
m by r2 minus
Min-
r1.
R2 minus R1. That is.
That will also we can write in terms of length L. If R1, in
Distance
terms of
R1
R1
from
and
the rod
L.
of length
R1 is the closest end. Okay. Now, as we will construct element by element, so first I will take linear elements only. Linear elements means I can take ring element, Okay, for the ring element at a point P, which is at a oblique distance, R, this radius is R, and mass, again let us take a dm element. What will be potential at P?
G into dm by R, sir.
It is easiest.
Yes, sir.
Minus G constant, R also
R
constant
also
here, because then integration of dm, then it is just minus G into m by
into
R,
M by
and it
R.
does not, no requirement of lambda to be uniform. Even if linear mass density is non-uniform, then also valid. Okay,
Direction.
valid even for non-uniform ring, but we are able to find only at a point on the axis, at an
Central axis.
axial point, only at an axial point, due to uniform or non-uniform ring. That doesn't matter whether it is uniform ring or non-uniform, both
Due to
cases same
ring
answer,
we can
minus
see.
gm by R. Whenever the distance remains constant, then always answer will be minus gm by R. I can give other examples also. Let me give another example where the distance remains constant. Center of
Sphere.
shell,
Yes, the center of sphere.
spherical shell I should mention. Continuing. For this case also same thing. I can take element by element, dm element, and then I will write
You're finding at the center, sir.
only at center. V at
Yes.
center of
Spherical shell.
spherical thin spherical shell also I should mention, because all distances will be at the
Same.
or hollow sphere.
At the center.
Why should I call hollow sphere better? We call it hollow of hollow okay.
Okay, sir.
So what is it? It is coming out to be same as before, minus, and again no requirement of uniform shell, whether it is uniform or non-uniform doesn't matter.
Sum of all the
But after this I will go to some other case here, and that there it will matter whether it is uniform or not.
at some distance on the axis.
If shell is uniform, then E inside right or not? E inside will be 0.
Sir, inside is 0.
E inside is 0, sir.
Inside will
Only
0,
for
sir.
which case?
When
Only
E
for which case?
Shell uniform.
inside.
Uniform.
Or shell is uniform.
From here it is a different analysis now for uniform shell.
Potential inside will
And
be
that,
same.
yes, very good. This boy understood what I am up to. If it is that, then dV by dr
That
will
is
be
also
0.
yes,
Also 0,
same.
sir.
And if that is
Potential
0,
same only.
why I am writing this? Because ER is equal to minus of del V by del R. So from there we are getting this del V by del R is 0. And if that is 0, then definitely V has to be constant, because derivative 0 means V is constant. And if V is constant, then I should know potential at any one point, and say potential will be at all the points also. And
Yes,
that I know at one point. I know
everywhere same.
at which point I know. I know at a point
Somewhere at a distance R.
V I know at the center. V inside, V for R less than equal to R will be same as V at the R equal to 0, and that is equal to minus G M by R, but only for which cases?
Only for hollow. Uniform hollow.
Uniform.
For uniform.
Hollow.
Then it will be this. For uniform hollow sphere. So this is again very interesting and very useful because just at one point we know, and then we can get any other
All points.
point
Yes, sir.
at all point. Okay. And if it is non-uniform, then unfortunately we can get only at the center, but at other points we don't know. It will be complicated. There is still one more case pending, I think. I should try for that also. I don't know I can do or not, but we can try. At this point, due to rod,
Rod at some other point. Yes.
means not in the same x, not along the length
Same,
of the rod.
not along the same line.
Not along the same length, along some other line. Angles are given maybe alpha beta, as we always give alpha beta. But I need to find at a point which is at an angle theta.
We can integrate
Theta,
G into
yes.
dm by r.
This is a dm. So from here to here, I can take the distance to be something maybe x whatever, and this thing I can take a perpendicular distance. I can take to be a. Then minus g into dm by
A secant theta.
is equal to v.
Yes, sir. X
Minus
secant.
g into lambda into dx. Dx will become a
Secant.
secant square theta d
Into
theta.
d theta
Yes, sir.
by A secant theta.
By R also you need to convert.
In this case, I have a better way. This is a normal way only. Let me do it by another way, because in this I have really one very simple way to do. A square plus x square is equal to r square. Differentiate both sides. If I differentiate both sides, I get 2x dx
A is constant.
is equal to
is equal to yes, sir.
2r dr. 2x dx is equal to 2r dr. Then what do I get? I get it as
2 gets
and dx is equal to r. Does it help us anyway, or does it not?
It will help.
It will help if we
Integral
take
PR we will
dm
get.
also in terms of x.
Then I will write minus g into lambda into dx upon.
Yes, sir. R also in terms of x we can take.
I think not helping here, huh?
But because here we are not having x dx term also. We are only having dx term.
We are
dx
only having
only we are
unfortunately
having.
that dx only. If we have x dx, then it will be helpful. But here we are having only dx term. Not much helpful. Then okay, that standard way is also okay. We can go for
We are having
X.
only dx by x.
one case I have where this will help us. Okay, I will tell you where that is helping. That will come in, I think, a ring element case, not in this case. Here it is better to go by our normal standard way. X is equal to tan theta, a tan theta. Then I get dx is equal to a
secant square theta.
Theta d theta.
D theta.
minus g lambda a into secant square theta d theta divided by a secant theta integral, which will be minus g lambda into
They also you can take it
log
out.
of
Ln mod
secant theta
Plus
Yes,
tan
tan.
theta. Yes, sir.
limits from minus alpha to plus beta log of
Secant
secant
beta
beta
plus
secant beta plus tan beta by
upon secant alpha plus tan alpha
minus tan
minus
alpha.
tan alpha, sir.
minus tan alpha
Yes, sir. Tan of minus alpha.
minus tan alpha, and I can write it in a very better way. Secant beta plus tan beta into secant alpha plus, it will appear symmetric in terms of both
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
angles.
Because
Now it is
down
symmetric.
one.
Yes, sir.
Now it is symmetric in terms of both angles. Or if you want log AB is equal to log A plus log B, in several ways to write it the same thing. We can write in different ways. Minus G lambda log of secant beta plus tan beta plus
Beta
log
plus
of
log of
secant
secant
alpha
alpha
plus tan
tan
alpha.
alpha.
These are all same things only, write in different ways. This is the, and once we know for the rod, then we can have courage to find out for the something which is made up of rods. For example,
Yes,
what is
sir.
made up of rod? Triangle.
Triangle, rectangle.
Triangle.
I can find at the vertex of the triangle by taking several smaller elements, rod elements, and it will be much easier this time. Reason is because these angles alpha, beta will remain same, and if these remain same, then our answer will be so simple.
Yes, sir.
Just integrating dy
Yes, sir.
component.
dm dm for this will be written as sigma into dA, and this is, let us say, y distance away. Then I can write sigma into dy into, what should I write?
y of tan alpha
Y
plus
of tan alpha plus tan beta, sir.
Into length L, let us say. I will write this length L finally, but I don't want to write completely. Therefore, I was thinking, why should I write that? Lambda is equal to sigma into dy. I want to get an answer in terms of lambda, no? Because I have already found up to lambda. Then I will
Yes,
be getting dv. dv is equal to minus g lambda, whatever we got before, log of those terms, secant,
One of
beta. No. Because these are appearing so much, I will write that minus g. Let us slightly short form
alpha
from
and
this.
beta.
I will just write it as a constant k, where I will write k is equal to log of
Secant
Secant beta
alpha
plus
plus tan
tan
alpha into secant beta plus
secant beta into, sorry, what am I doing?
no sir,
Yes.
tan alpha and
Secant alpha
secant beta
plus
plus tan beta.
tan alpha
tan alpha
into
into secant
secant beta
beta
into
Beta
tan
plus
beta.
tan beta.
This is it, and that we can write as minus g lambda k into that is k only. No, I don't have to write k. Okay, lambda I have to write. Lambda will become minus g into sigma into k
into
into
dy.
dy integral, that is dv. Integrating both sides, we get v is equal to minus g sigma k into total height, whatever the height of this is, that is the height h. And where we are finding the v here, we should mention that also, otherwise you will forget.
The
V
vertex.
at vertex of an uniform triangle with the mass density sigma, and other angles are given, alpha, beta, height h. Okay, sigma, alpha, beta, and h are given.
Okay.
So we are getting now answer as k into h. Simple result at last. Very simple result. Minus g sigma kh, where k is that term log of. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So I think if you are smart enough, then you can understand that it will help us to get for cone also.
Cone, sir.
Yes, sir. Triangle. Sir.
For the cone, although we can get by help of rings, I think that will be better to get by the help of rings. By this also I can make it into a triangle, small triangles, but no need to do that. Here I can better convert into rings. Hollow cone. V at vertex of hollow cone. What will be V at vertex of hollow cone?
G into dm by r for the ring.
Integrating rings.
Sir.
Can we get vertex of hollow cone? Z. How to get? Assume the dimensions to be given. Assume everything to be given, but okay, I will give you additionally. This element is at a distance y. And of radius small r y, and the total is height is h. And total radius is up to this, it is r, given as alpha. Now we have to do it. I think r I should not have taken this. Let me take it as x. R I will take this this oblique, because in terms of that only we normally write. What do we get now? We get it as minus g into dm by r integral.
R.
That will be v. That will be now minus g into sigma into 2 pi x into dr. along, this is dl also. Dr is along because it is along the length. So it will be d r. It will be divided by r. What do we get? Minus g sigma into 2 pi into x r etc. In terms of r, I want to write x. I can write in terms of r sin alpha. Sin alpha into dr integral. X I am writing as r sin alpha, or I am writing x by, you can think I am writing x by r as sin alpha. X by r I am writing as sin alpha. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
Then total slant height 0 to r square plus h square. Then getting answer minus g sigma 2 pi into root of r square plus h square into sin alpha. What is that? That is coming out to be again r.
Yes, sir. Minus
Simple
G
result
sigma
at last.
simple analysis. But is it
Minus g sigma 2 pi into r.
2 pi? Okay, minus G sigma into circumference of the circle. 2 pi r is circumference of the circle only.
Circumference. We can say minus g sigma into circumference of the circle, right? Minus g sigma into circumference of the circle. And if somebody is asking for a frustum, then we will do for the whole cone.
Yes,
Minus.
Cone minus
That method always will work. We are using it always. Total minus this,
Yes.
that will be of remaining. We use it for center mass, we use it for moment of inertia, we use it for finding
Everywhere
field, we
we
use
are
it for
using
finding
this.
potential.
Everywhere remaining is equal to total.
Cavity also same, no, sir? Subtracting the
For cavity also same method we can use.
Cone
For cavity
minus
also same
that.
method.
center of mass onwards same method.
So what other things we are remaining left
Disk.
with? I think for linear elements we have taken all cases possible,
Yes, sir.
because we have
All
taken for
linear.
along perpendicular also, we have taken along the axis also, and for the ring element we can take only at axis. At other points it is difficult, we cannot find out. So that we have done. Whatever we could do, that we have done. Now we are left with the aerial
For
densities.
cube or
Aerial
cuboid,
density.
for that objects we can find us.
Volumetric I will come. First I am thinking aerial density, anything remaining in aerial density. Aerial density,
Disk.
triangle taken, cone taken, disk is remaining. Aerial density, disk. I am taking cases of aerial density. One by one we will go to from lambda to lambda to sigma, sigma to rho.
All are leaving, sir.
Yes. Oh, already time is
Yes,
over.
sir.
So that's why many
All
members are
members are
leaving.
leaving.
Then in the evening we will start with this. So today I will start with, after disk I will move on to volumetric cases.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, those I will take.
Today
In disk I will take
potential.
for annular disk also.
Okay, sir.
Annular disk also I will.
Angular limits only such change.
Limits only will change. Then we will find for annular,
First
and
we
that
will
will
find,
also be
later we
in
could
for,
put 0, sir.
then we can take for that also.
Okay.
Sir, in gravity also some interesting concepts are there, sir.
In gravity also,
Interesting concepts.
interesting concepts are there definitely, and this is helpful because gravitational chapter will be for 12th class. Electrostatics again, same things. We will do there also. So if you do it properly now, means learn once and it will help you twice. Okay.
That means we
Okay,
can
sir.
remember these also, sir.
Okay then, huh?
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
center of gravity is for next week, na sir?
Center of gravity we can take this week only.
Yes, sir.
Center of gravity we could have done last week also, actually. Center of gravity we could have done last week also. You remind me, I will take today only maybe. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay
sir.
then. Okay. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you,
Post
sir.
this class in YouTube, sir.
Okay. Right.
Yes, sir. Bye.